Nairi and welcome to my first YouTube video. I've been wanting to make a YouTube channel for months now, but I always found way too many excuses until finally here we are making the first video, and I'm super excited. Today's gonna be a really fun one. We just finished a major renovation in the basement suite that we're living in, so now we get to go into the fun part, which is all the decorating. The thing that we're gonna tackle today is these floating shelves. So I've been on Pinterest a ton and I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going for, but we're gonna try to do it on a budget. So besides bowls and cutting boards and other decorative items that I've either been gifted or I've already purchased, I wanted to create DIY terracotta or ceramic vintage antique vases and planters to go on these floating shelves. I saw this really cool DIY technique on Instagram from a couple of different users that I'll make sure to tag down below, and we're gonna try that out today. So with that being said, we'll jump right on in and let's get started. So there were a few different things that I had to pick up for this project. The first were these two vases that I got at my local Salvation Army. There was a huge selection, but I just liked these ones the best, and the best part was that they were only $2.50 each. Now the next thing that I bought was the paint that I would be using, and I went with the color Cider Spice by the company Behr. I got it in the smallest container possible, and it only cost me $4. Now the last thing that I'm sure you can just look in your pantry for is baking soda. Now that we have all of this, let's get started. A couple things that I forgot to mention were you'll also need paintbrushes. These are the only two that we had, so we'll see how it goes. And then you also need a container to put your paint mixture in. And I didn't have any crappy containers to kind of give up, so I just cut the bottom of a pop bottle and I'm gonna try and use that. So the DIY instructions that I'm following say that you're supposed to mix half of a cup of paint with half of a teaspoon of your baking soda. And so this is 207 milliliters, so it's not quite a cup of paint, but I think that I'm just gonna stick with half a teaspoon of baking soda because it did say that you can add more if you would like anyway. So I thought that I would bring you guys a little bit closer so you got a better look at what exactly it was that I was doing. So here I am pouring the paint into my container. Here I am also not realizing that the camera was autofocused onto my sweater, but it gets all fixed right here. And now the paint is ready for the baking soda. Something that I didn't realize until I was about to start pouring the baking soda was the fact that I don't even have a teaspoon measurement. So this is me filling up a tablespoon and pouring way too much baking soda into my paint than the instructions had said. But my vases still turned out really great, and so it just goes to show that you really can't mess up this project. We're just about to start painting, and as you can see in the footage, I put a whole bunch of baking soda in there. I didn't really properly measure it. It wasn't properly going to my spoon, so I just kept going until I felt, yeah, that's probably good. And I'm sure it'll turn out okay, but we'll see. So the first thrifted vase that we're gonna paint today is this fishbowl looking one. Ideally, this one is going to be the perfect planter for this cute little plant that I bought yesterday. And so I'm super excited, and I think this will go perfectly. Here we are, our vases are all dried up and they look amazing. I ended up doing 2 coats on this clear glass one, and I only had to do 1 coat on here, and they look great and they feel great, and now it's time to put them up on my shelves. To the end. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to follow along, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and you can also click the little notification bell so that you get notified the next time I post. See you in the next video.